Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the AMD Radeon RX 6900 XT. So this graphics card is extremely hard to get right now, as is any of the new 6000 series GPUs, as well as the Ryzen 5000 CPUs, and even the NVIDIA 30 series, which has been around since mid-September now. So it's been really hard to track these down, so I finally managed to get lucky and get one of these direct from AMD's website, although they're constantly showing out of stock. You kind of have to watch the alerts at all times, and then you kind of have to jump on it. Most of the time I would get the alerts and they'd be out of stock as soon as I would click on the link, but I finally managed to get lucky and this one was in stock. So originally I wanted the 6800 XT, but the weird thing is when I would watch those on Newegg, they would never be in stocks. But when this was in stock, I mean, I noticed when I started watching the 6900 XT, they would actually show in stock. So decided, you know what, whatever, let's get the 6900 XT. So this is the box. It's bigger than I imagined. I actually thought it was going to be more like the box for the 60 or the 5700 XT, which was like last year's model. You can see the difference in the box size there. And then I've got some other GPUs here, like the Radeon 7. We're going to look at comparison physically how the new design looks, and then the GTX 1080 and 1080 Ti Founders Edition style, and also the 1070. So Pascal, I don't have any Turing GPUs or any Ampere GPUs as of yet, but it opens up real nice. It's got like this magnetic flap here. Welcome to the red team. So yeah, you can see that. So this opens up, or this lifts off, and then you have uncompromised 4K gaming, AMD Fidelity FX. That's kind of like that's a sharp image sharpening. It's not like DLSS, but it's similar in terms of what it does, and then or the effect, at least the graphics effect. And then 16 gigabytes of memory, and then PCIe 4.0 ready. Then you get a Radeon font key, as well as a QR code for us to get to the drivers on the page. Alright, so what's different here is the 6800 and 800 XT do not have this bundled mouse pad. So it comes in this nice, whoa, it's pretty heavy. Let me get this out of the way. So it's got this Radeon band here on it. This is a thick card. It's thicker than I imagined. Alright, so that goes off. And that comes off, and there we go. It's a nice mouse pad. It's a nice touch for a $1,000 graphics card. That's a little tiny little value add there. So let's take a look at the card up close. So this is an RGB LED Radeon logo here that lights up red as the default. You can see the fin array there. Dual 8-pin, just like the Radeon 7. The underside, it has a cover for the PCIe. The I/O, or the output, video out, is one micro USB, which you can connect a DisplayPort or a micro USB-C to DisplayPort cable. That's what I'll have to be using, because I'm using three 1440p 144 Hertz FreeSync monitors here. These are the Agon 24-inch. But you still have the dual DisplayPort and the HDMI. So it's kind of weird how this is closed off. But I guess they're trying to go for maximum airflow because they have vertically mounted fin stacks. The front is all covered up. This is metal. This is really cold. Touching this card, it's all metal. It's really cold right now, right out of the box. So by comparison, the Radeon 7, this is last year's flagship from AMD. This was supposed to compete with the 2080 Super and the 1080 Ti. So this is much lighter, and both of them use similar power consumption. The 6900 XT is a little bit more power. It's like up to 300 watts TGP, and this is more like 275 to 300. But this is definitely lighter. You can see it's a little bit, they're about the same height. They're also about the same length. But the 1600 XT is much heavier, which means it has more thermal mass. It can absorb more heat, can dissipate more heat. The fans have this ring on them. And then here is the GTX 1080 Founders Edition, the 1080 Ti. I never had a 1080 Ti, but I have a 1080 here. I actually have two of these that I've been using in SLI for a number of years now. So these have always been pretty good. These have been pretty quiet for a blower style card. So it'll be interesting to see some noise comparisons here. I expect, based off of the reviews that I've seen, the Radeon card will be quieter than this. But the Radeon 7 was notoriously loud. And then I also have the 5700 XT reference model. I always liked the reference design. A lot of people didn't like this dent, but I think it definitely made it look memorable. I guess we'll put it that way. So you got your one HDMI and your 3 display ports, similar to Radeon 7. So this is lighter than the 6900 XT. So I expect the 6900 XT to be the quietest of them, of all of them. In terms of noise, as it is right now, the quietest of these older cards would be the GTX 1080, followed by the 5700 XT, and the loudest one would be the Radeon 7. So it'll be interesting to see if these axial fans can live up to their reputation from reviewers, where they say that it only goes up to like 1200 RPM, maybe 1500 RPM, which would be very, very good, because for those who had a Radeon 7, or those who didn't, and they're curious how fast these fans spin on the default profile, they get up to 2900 RPM. That's on default auto fans, so that's really, really loud, and I never liked that about them. So hopefully the 6900 XT lives up to the hype. And if I can get a 3080, 3090, a 1600 XT, some other stuff in the future, maybe some custom AIBs, I'll probably put those up on the channel as well. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoy that unboxing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.